Have you ever wondered what it really takes to be a full-time author? Hint, it's less glamorous book signings and more instant ramen. Join me as I pull the curtain back on my budget author life, showing you how I'm not just surviving, but thriving on a diet of cheap eats and endless drafts. You might be surprised at how much magic can happen on a shoestring budget. My name is AJ McMullen and I'm a sci-fi fantasy author who has been writing for over 10 years while trying to survive the middle class. Before I jump into this video, hit that like and subscribe button if you too are a successful author in the making. Forget the romanticized image of a struggling artist. What if I told you that being a broke author is actually a superpower? In this video, I'm busting the myth that financial struggles equals creative failures in the publishing world. Discover the ingenious and often hilarious ways I'm making my literary dreams a reality without breaking the bank. I was told as a child that because of where I'm from, I would never succeed. In 2025, when I was facing the reality of filing for bankruptcy, it felt like those voices were finally winning. I felt like I'd failed my family, but I had one thing that they couldn't take: a vision of a multi-million-dollar media empire that inspires millions. Today, I'm showing you why I refused to quit and how I wrote 4 books in 1 year despite having a bank account balance that was primarily in the negative, and why having no money is the best reason to start. People ask me how I handle rejection or the fear of failure. The truth is, I dive right back in. I'm accustomed to failure, and frankly, I've developed a thick skin. My biggest fear isn't a 1-star review or a no from a publisher. It's passing away without being remembered for anything. If a project hits a wall, I don't go on a month-long hiatus. I cool off for about an hour or two, maybe pivot to another project for a little bit and work on that, and then I get back to work on what needs to be done. Remember, we're not just writing stories here, we're creating a legacy. You don't really have time to mope around when it's time to build an empire. Let's talk about the professional gatekeepers, They say you need thousands of dollars for editing and publishing a book. I wrote 4 in 2025, so let's do the math real quick. That's about $24,000 that I don't have. So I traded time for capital. I do 10 read-throughs of all of my books as a bare minimum before I even give it to anyone else for proofreading. I even sat down with one of my old high school English teachers to learn exactly how to spot literary errors. I turned my lack of funds into a PhD in my own craft. I did the same with my covers. Everyone said, don't DIY your covers, they look tacky. And for a while, they were right. I decided not to pay anyone to do book covers anymore because their book covers look tacky as well. And I figured that if I'm going to pay for tacky, then I may as well do tacky on my own because, I can do bad by my damn self. Unfortunately, at first, my covers weren't moving the needle. But I didn't give up. I studied, I tested, and I finally designed a cover that actually conveyed the soul of my series. And guess what? People started to catch on. I'm currently building Aether Comics and developing a nonfiction book that outlines the roles within a Fortune 500 media franchise. I'm teaching myself the business side by binging the 6-Figure Author podcast, Book Funnel, and Sell More Books. I'm studying for this career like I'm trying to pass a standardized test because I refuse to use no money as an excuse to not start. Sustainable author life isn't just about one book, it's about the long game. I'm actually looking forward to doing Patreon and, expanding on YouTube and serial fiction. That's all in the sake of diversifying my income, but the challenge isn't the lack of money, it's the proof of concept. You have to believe in your brand before anyone else will. I'm reaching for specific milestones before I pull the trigger on certain investments, but I'm building the infrastructure now. If you want to move from surviving to thriving, you have to stop thinking like a freelancer and start thinking like a CEO. The ultimate payoff isn't just the money. It's the moment you realize you You owe it to the world to share your creativity. Brands like Marvel and DC helped me through the dark times. Now it's my turn to do the same for someone else. If you're in a storm right now, if you're looking at your bills, then at your manuscript, just keep working. Step out of the storm with something tangible that you can put into the market. Because the truth is, you need to start because you don't have the money, or you'll never have it. This is the budget author life. It's gritty, it's hard, it's the most rewarding thing I've ever done. If you're building your own empire on a budget, subscribe and join me on this journey. Let's show them what an underdog can do. I'll see you on the next one.